The scripture reading is taken from the book of Deuteronomy. Yes. Sorry about that. But it's taken from that book, and we're gonna read from chapter 1, and we'll read from verses 1 through to 8. And it reads as follows. These are the words that Moses spoke to all Israel beyond the Jordan in the wilderness, in the Arabah opposite south, between Paran and Tophel, Lebanon and Hazeroth and Dizahab. It is 11th journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. In the 40th year, on the first day of the 11th month, Moses spoke to the people of Israel according to all that the Lord had given him in the commandment to them. After he had defeated Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, who lived in Ashtaroth, and in Edrei, beyond the Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moses undertook to explain this law, saying, "The Lord our God said to us in Horeb, 'You have stayed long enough at this mountain. Turn and take the journey. Go to a hill country of the Amorites and to all the neighbors in the Arabah, in the hill country and in the lowland and in the Negev and by the seacoast and the land of the Canaanites and Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. See, I have set the land before you. Go and take possession of the land that the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to them and their offspring after them." Amen.
It's indeed a pleasure and a soul privilege and honor for me to stand before the saints and greet them in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. I've entitled my sermon this morning, "How Did We Get Here?" It's, you know, I would like to believe that I'm a hopeless romantic. Do you agree, my wife? and there's a song that I like very much by Deborah Cox. It says, "How did we get here?" Nobody's supposed to be. They don't say supposed. They say supposed to be here. How did we get here? I think we are in that time of the year where people are reflecting very deeply on their own lives and looking into, you know, this coming year, which is 2020, in order to set resolutions. But I want to argue this morning, brethren, that it is impossible to achieve this year's resolutions if we do not look back and look at 2019's resolutions and see if we were able to achieve them. It's easy to move into 2020 and neglect our resolutions for 2019. One of the resolutions that I had in 2019 was to lose weight. I don't know if I've succeeded. You be the judge. But some people think that I haven't succeeded to lose weight. And so as an individual, I need to reflect very deeply on alone and check what went wrong. How did I get here? Because this is not where I wanted to go. Nobody's supposed to look like this. How did I get here? Because I think that is a very important question that all of us need to ask ourselves. if we haven't achieved our resolutions or the resolutions that we set ourselves last year, I believe this is a time not to set new resolutions, but to look at why you didn't achieve those resolutions that you had last year. How did I get here? You see, this question is important because it can save your marriage. Sometimes as a couple you need to sit down and reflect and say, but love, we used to love each other. We used to call each other honey. We used to call each other bunju bunju. We used to call each other pumpkin. We used to call each other my babe. But today it's, hey Benji. So as married people, this is a very important question. We need to ask ourselves, but how did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here at this age. At this age, we ought to be chasing each other. Hallelujah. Can I hear amen? Amen. So this is a very important question. And I'm talking to students here. If you are here and you didn't achieve your goals for 2019, it's very important to conduct what we call a post-mortem. Check how you got where you were. What went wrong? You see, it was Chinua Achebe, who was one of the writers that we have in African literature, who says, if you do not know where the rain started beating you, it is impossible to warm yourself. You need to know where it started beating you in order to start warming yourself. How did you get to the point that you are at? Until you answer that question, I bet you this year's resolution, you are not going to achieve them. Because you repeat the same mistakes, isn't it? Because you did not sit down and reflect and look at your life and be honest with yourself. And so that's why I like the book of Deuteronomy. I use Deuteronomy because that's where I come from. Hallelujah. Martin, the tongue twisting is because you are trying to go to something. Deuteronomy. No, it's not Deuteronomy. Brethren, it's Deuteronomy. Hallelujah. You see, this is one of the biggest questions that the book of Deuteronomy is answering for all of us. And the biggest question that Moses is answering is to the children of Israel is, how did we get here? And the question maybe that you have is, where are they? And Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 2, it says it is 11 days journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. That is where they are. Where are the children of Israel? You remember they left Egypt, isn't it? In order to go to the promised land. What was supposed to be an 11 days journey ended up being a 40 years journey. You see, if there's one scripture I don't understand, if there's one scripture that is mind-boggling for me, is how do an 11 days trip end up being a what? So Moses is answering that question. He says, how did we get to a stage where an 11-day trip becomes a what? A 40 years trip. And you know, I like his answer. Listen to what Moses is saying to the children of Israel. In chapter 1, Moses is saying, don't blame God, don't blame other nations. You've got yourself to blame. It's not my sister, it's not my brother, but it's me, oh Lord. But we need to be honest. If we are to achieve new goals, let's be honest that the reason why I didn't achieve those goals that I was supposed to achieve in 2019 is not because my lecturer hates me. Students, that's an old excuse. It's not because my laptop crashed. No, it's an old excuse. The reason why you did not make it is because of the man in the mirror. Hallelujah. Moses says, you've got yourselves to blame. You know, God can frustrate you. Oh, Can I hear an amen?
Amen.
You know, if there's one person God knows how to deal with, is a person who is disobedient. And 11 days trip can end up being a what? 40 days trip. Moses says, these people, the reason why they're where they are is because of their disobedience. You know what God says to the children of Israel? God says to the children of Israel, go and take hold of the land, which is the land of that flows with what? With milk and honey. Is that a clear instruction? You know, instead of them taking hold, you see, when God says go, it doesn't mean stay, isn't it? It doesn't mean explore. God says go and take hold of the land. What? You know what do? The children of Israel? Instead of going to take hold of the land, you know what they did? They say to Moses, Moses, let's first go and explore. Let's go and first explore the land and check the people there. You know, all this time I've been thinking, church, that it's God who told God's people to go and explore the land, isn't it? I mean, when you read Numbers 13, let's go to Numbers 13. It gives you an impression that the reason why they went to survey the land was because God gave them the instruction to do it, to survey the land. Numbers chapter 13 verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses saying, send out for yourself men so that they may spy out the land of Canaan, which I am going to give to the sons of Israel. You shall send a man from each of their fathers' tribes, every one a leader among them. Hallelujah. Church, who said they must go and spy? Who said they must go and spy? It's God, isn't it? And that's the version I had. All this time, I've been under the impression that it's God who told them to go and what? Spy the land. But let's go back to Deuteronomy. It's after Numbers. And let's see what Moses said. Now, Moses is actually telling them why they are where they are. Look at what Moses is saying. Verse 21. See, the Lord your God has placed the land before you. Go up, take possession as the Lord, the God of your father, has spoken to you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Then verse 22. Then all of you approached me. What did they do, church? They approached who? Moses. What did they say to Moses? Let us send men before us, that they may search out the land for us, and bring back to us word of the way by which we should go up, and the cities which we shall enter. Church, can you see who did it? It's not God. In other words, immediately when God told them, go and take hold of the land, what did the people say? Because they doubted God, isn't it? They wanted proof, isn't it? Are we not like that, church? Sometimes when God wants you to accomplish something, you want more evidence, want more proof, want more assurance. Lord, if you want me to go there, first do this, assure me. Put Moses, put Aaron. You remember Moses was supposed to go and rest. He said, God, give me someone that I can. Now the children of Israel are doing exactly the same thing to him. They say, Moses, we want to go, but first let us do what? Send us to do research. And so what does Moses do? Moses says, okay, fine. And by extension, God agrees and says, okay, if these people want to do what? If these people want to go and survey the land, let them do what? Let them do it. Trust and obey God. When He sends you somewhere, what must you do? When God says to us, we in 2020, Hilltop Church of Christ must have their own building, what must we do? Trust and obey. And ask God, how high must the building be? Lord, do you want it in Sante? Hallelujah. Where my brother is going to feel like, where do you want it? Lord, We trust you. We don't even ask questions. We don't doubt God. We do it. Unlike what they did. They didn't trust God and they doubted God. And God says, oh, you're doubting me. Okay, go and have it your way. One of the things that I'm going to say today is that, brethren, our way will delay us. Ne? Our way will not get us where we need to be. Our way, brethren, are a sinking sand. God's ways they work. If they did not question God and they just went, look at their way. They ask for a survey and they go. And what happens when they get to the land? They see giants, isn't it? And what happened when they saw giants? They started comparing themselves with what? With the giants. And what happened after they compared themselves with the giant? The grasshopper mentality started. You know grasshopper mentality? Who are we? Can you see your way of wanting evidence? Sometimes we think the more evidence we get, the more information we get, the better we're going to do things. But the more sometimes we want more information, the more afraid we become. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, let Him know. Hallelujah. Inform Him. Jump when God says jump. Don't want more information. First, I want to know who's there. You're supposed to get an interview. Is there any member of the church there? It's only pagan. Yo, I'm not going. Hallelujah. They don't trust God. And because now Moses is taking out the right file, the one we have in Numbers 13, actually it's a summary. That's why you must read all 5 books of the law, the Torah, because the whole 5 books of the law, the one book will give you one version, but the other will add what the other did not mention. So who's to blame for their delay? It's them. I have 3 points very quickly, brethren, about not trusting God. You see, not trusting God can do 3 things. The first thing that it will do for you if you don't trust God, if you don't take God at His way, is that you are going to end up being delayed. Hallelujah. Not trusting God leads to delay. I don't know. You know, sometimes we think that to go fast, maybe the Lord's ways are slow. And sometimes the Lord's ways appear to be slow. I mean, sometimes you think, you know what? I have a faster, better, simpler way, isn't it? What is it? Standard Bank or Absa? Simpler, better, faster. I don't know. Well, you think maybe, no. God says to you, do it this way. Young person, if you want marriage, do not sleep with him before marriage. What do we say? The simpler, better, faster way is to do what? To give in. If I sleep with him, he will marry me. Hey, those of you who are old, tell these young people, the fastest way for him not to marry you is to do what? To sleep with him. Hallelujah. Do you marry? No, let me not put you on the spot. His eyes are like this. Brethren, our ways do not get us there quicker. We think they will get us there quicker, isn't it? But God's way says, don't sleep with him. Let me tell you what happens, sisters. Hallelujah. Brothers, pretend as if you are not here. Let me tell you what happens when you don't sleep with him. You follow God's ways. When he tries to touch you, what do you do? Hey! Show us what happened. When you touch, what did you do before marriage? Benjamin! I'm telling you, that alone will make Benjamin to go to, where do you come from? Tafelkop, where? Beggarsford. And say, Malume, can you please, I gave on this for Sunday. I saw a beautiful girl at Hilton. Hallelujah. Thank you, my love. Hey, I married her in 1 year. Hallelujah. Maybe you are here, you are sitting here, and you are frustrated. You know, at Hilltop we tell it like it is. You are frustrated. Why isn't he popping the question? Why isn't he popping the question? Hey, he will not pop the question. Hallelujah. What ends up happening in church is that sometimes they leave you to marry someone else. Ne? Can you see our ways don't work, church? Young people, go the God's way. It works. I've also seen it at church that sometimes we think as old people now. Now I'm talking to old people that the fastest way to become rich is to do what? To be stingy, ne? On Sunday. The fastest way to become rich is to become what? Stingy. Not give God what? His money, ne? Hey, let me save. Church, let me tell you, the fastest way to become poor, am I at Hilltop? It's personal. Hey, ask me, the fastest way to become poor, hallelujah, is to be stingy with the Lord, hallelujah. Listen to what God is saying. Test me, ne? Malachi 3 verse 10, test me. Bring the whole time. He says, not some time. He says, bring the whole what? The whole time. So that my house can have what? Food. And see if I will not open wide the floodgates of heaven. And you will not have so much money or so much that you won't be able to contain. Hallelujah. Just touch the person next to you who are charismatic now and say, test God. Hallelujah. Test God. Test God. I said once, man. Hey, these people will take you through a guilt trip. Hey, test God, test God. No, test God. They didn't. In the book of Malachi, they don't do it. Instead, what do? They think the fastest way to become rich is to do what? Start with their things, ne? And neglect God's things. And they start building their own mansions. They build mansions and they neglect the temple. What happened? There's a prophecy that came through Haggai. What did Haggai say? You have built for yourselves mansions, while my house lies in ruins. He says, now because of what you have done, this is what I'm going to do. When you bring this money, salaryman, 30th, you will be putting it where? In your pockets, isn't it? With holes. But who? I think it's God who. He's the one who puts holes. Because you will be convinced that I'm saving. He says only for it to dissipate. You will dress to kill. You will be a slave king and slave queen and go to Bunny Streets and go to Truett's, go to Woolworths, go to where? You know them. You go there, you dress nicely, you buy yourself the most expensive clothes and you neglect the church, isn't it? He says only for you to dress and not feel warm. Hallelujah. Amen. God says in 2020 we must do what? Test Him. Put Him first and see what will happen in your life. Ne? What does He say in Luke chapter 6 verse 38? He says give and it will be given to you. Give and it will be what? Given to you. A great measure. Pressed down. And not only pressed down but shaken. Ne? And running over. In other words, God will not bless you to have a cup that is full. God says, I want your cup to be full and overflow. Amen. Brethren, we do not give because we have money. But we have money because we give. Can you see the difference? Test God. Maybe the reason why we are where we are. How did we get here? is because we have been trying to save. Ne? Some of you are investment bankers. Ne? Your investments are more than the investment you put in heaven. Ne? Yeah, some of you are investment bankers. Eh? Where are the investment bankers? Hallelujah. We love you. Some of you are in the school of commerce. You are commerce guys. You save a lot. You are very good in saving here on earth where moths steal and criminals steal. Hallelujah. But store up your treasures in heaven. There's no criminal in heaven. Hallelujah. There's an antivirus. When the criminal gets there, he goes. There is no moth in heaven. This is the safest. The safest investment you can ever make is to invest in people who are going to heaven. These people here are going where? To heaven. Their names are written in the book of what? Life. Invest in them. That's how you store your treasures where? In heaven. Our ways don't work. God says give and it will be given to you. Ne? But you say, no, I'm going to save. That's the fastest way to become rich. But you become poor instead. Sometimes we think we can delay God. You know, sometimes I grew up in a church in Egorule. We didn't want to give because the preacher was misusing the money. And what did we say? My money, it won't go there. My money will not go where? Yeah, we became poorer. Yo. You know church mouse? As poor as a church mouse. That church became so poor. You know what? Because they thought, we're delaying God. Hey, you can never delay God. You can only delay yourself. God can never be delayed. His work will continue, whether you give or whether you don't give. Listen to in the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14. Mordecai goes to Esther. Mordecai is the uncle of Esther, and Esther is a queen now. And the Jews are in trouble. They want to persecute the Jews. And Mordecai goes to Esther there, and he says to Esther, Esther, this is the time. Maybe this is the time that God put you here in this kingdom for, so that you can rescue the Jews. Esther is afraid. No, I can't do such a thing. I can't go before the king. The king has not asked for me in 30 days. Imagine that's your husband. The king has not seen Esther for how many days? 30 days. So if I go to the king, what will happen? He will kill me. It was a law of the Medes and the Persians. You can't go to the king without the king calling you. The king must call you. The king used to do what Mandela said after he retired. He says, from now onwards, don't call me, I'll call you. So that's what the kings used to do. Don't call me, I'll call. So if I go to the king, he will kill me. Listen to the response of Mordecai. If you do not speak up at this moment, God will always find somebody else to speak up. You know, sometimes we're thinking we're holding God ransom. Hey, brethren, if I don't speak, if I don't preach the gospel, this is what I told myself. This is the way that God put in my heart this year. That justice, if you won't preach, I will find somebody else. Woe unto me if I don't preach the gospel. Hallelujah. We are only delaying ourselves. These guys, they spent 40 years in Mount Hall, in that particular space. I just forgot. It's Sinai. They were moving from Mount Horeb in Sinai, and they were going to Kadesh Barnea. No, not trusting God. Number two. Firstly, it will delay you. Not trusting God can make your life stagnant. You know, when you look at the map of the Exodus, they were supposed to move from here to there. Can you see, ne? But God ended up making them to move in cycle, ne? In the same place. Ne? For 40 years, they were dancing in the same spot and creating a lot of dust. Not going anywhere slowly. For 40 years, why didn't somebody say, man, guys, but we're going around circles here. When you don't trust God, He can make your life to be stagnant. You are standing in the same place. You are thinking you are going somewhere. You know, sometimes you think you are progressing. I'm not moving. Chief, I'm moving. You are going nowhere slowly. You are like a sleeping dog. Hallelujah. You know, sleeping dog. One place. You are like an office chair. It makes you work very hard but takes you nowhere. Hallelujah. God can frustrate disobedience and lack of trust. Some of us are not progressing. Hallelujah. Because we don't trust God. They were in the same area, for 40 years, not realizing it's the same one, the same place. Where are you? Are you where you are supposed to be? Or you are still dancing in the same spot, creating a lot of dust? By now, you ought to be teachers. No, I'm not pointing at him. Hallelujah. It is just a coincidence. Hallelujah. And let me point my wife. Hey, by now, you ought to be what? Sister, no, you ought to be running in the lectureships. Not lectureships, man. Women's retreat. They ought to be calling you, Mulan, with your potential. You ought to be planning for women's ministry in a big way. Hallelujah. No, but she is doing it. She's now in the young adults. I'm sorry, Mulan. By now, brethren, we ought to be far. Hallelujah. But we are still dancing around one spot. Not trusting God will stall your progress. While you are trying to progress. Hey, Christianity, is delaying me. Let me do it. Let me progress. But you are dancing around what? One point and creating a lot of dust. Not trusting God, church. Number 3. Not trusting God can frustrate you. Now I see frustrations from the children of Israel. It's frustrating to go around the same point. This is frustration. You know what is the technical definition of frustration? The technical definition of frustration is the feeling of being annoyed and upset as a result of being unable to change or achieve a goal. Some of us are not able to achieve our goals. I like the book of James chapter 4. It tells us why we are not able to achieve our goals. Is there anyone here who's asking himself, but why am I not able to achieve my goals? Listen to what the book of James chapter 4 says. Let's go to James chapter 4 and see why we are not able to achieve our goals. James chapter 4 says, you want something? Hallelujah. What is the source of your quarrels and conflicts among you? Is not the source of your the pleasures that wage war in your members? You lust and do not have. In other words, you want something but you do not want. Why don't you have? You are envious. You become jealous of others who are getting married. Hallelujah. You are envious and cannot obtain it. So you fight and quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask God. Church, if the children of Israel were to trust God and ask God and say, God, if you say we are going to inherit the land, we are going to inherit the land. Give us what? The strength. That was the only thing they were supposed to ask. Lord, give us the what? The strength. I can do all things through Christ. Who do what? So let's conclude and look at how we can get to where we are supposed to go in 2020. The first thing I'm going to say, brethren, is that the best way of not going anywhere is to look at what these people did, who did not go anywhere. Let me tell you, they did not go into the promised land. Do you know that? Those who were 20 and above did not make it to the what? Promised land. But those who were 19 and below, they made it. It was going to be said for me if I'm 20. Those who were 20 and above did not make it to the promised land. It's only those who were 19 and below who made it to the what? How many of you are 19 and below? You all made. You are safe. Hey, these sinners from 20 and above, they are not going to make it to heaven. This is what happened here. I'm just joking. We're all going to heaven. Brother Tyson, when we all get to here, I'm looking at him and saying, hey, he's 20 and above. Yeah. So they didn't make it. Why didn't they make it? Is because they didn't trust God. Isn't it, church? They didn't trust God. Why did this 20 and below, 19 and below make it? And also Joshua and Caleb. There were two who made it, Joshua and Caleb. Why did they make it? Number one, you can see that the reason why they made it is because they looked to God for strength. If you want to make it, don't rely on your strength. The reason why we are not achieving our resolutions is because we set them and say, yeah, I'll start going to the gym. Can you see? I'll start eating less. I'll start doing this. You don't let God know first. He says, inform him in every step that you take. Inform who? God. Give God a heart. Holler at God. He said, God, I need strength. These people looked at their own strength and they said, when you look at yourself, brethren, you realize how small you are. But when you put God in the picture, you realize that it is possible. Number one, look to God for strength. Pray. Fast if you have to. Because alone, brethren, we cannot defeat the devil. Some of us have been looking at stopping sexual immorality. Every year you are making this, oh Lord, I'm going to stop sleeping before marriage. The more you say that, the more it happens. Because you think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. No. Ask for God's help. He is a refuge and a rock, a forever present help in times of need. I don't know how many times when I feel like this temptation is too much. You know, when I feel that this temptation, there are times when you feel like, hey, I'm a preacher, man, this one is going to make me fall. You know what I do? I do a power prayer. You know power prayer? I get the power naps, short naps, and they usually refresh you, those ones. I do a power prayer. Lord, help me. I'm drowning. Immediately when I say that, church, let me tell you, without faith, immediately when I say, Lord, help me, man, even when I'm drowning, like Simon Peter was drowning, and he said, Lord, save me. He saves me. Satan has fought many fights, church. He has been a deceiver from the beginning. When he speaks lies, that is his mother tongue. Okay, let me just... What language do you think the devil will speak? Okay, let me know. Let's go. Hey, people will fight with me. Will fight with me. Amen. So trust in God. Number two, listen to God, not the crowd. Hallelujah. Listen to God, not the crowd. The problem with us is that we go with the flow. We go with the numbers. The numbers here were 10 of those who said, no, it can't be done. And the whole nation went with the majority. But the minority, there were 2 who said, if God is pleased with us, we can do it. Brethren, listen to God as opposed to listening to the what? Crowd. But everybody is doing it. You are not everybody. Hallelujah. Hey, no, I'm not everybody. Church, look at me. Can you look at me? Am I everybody? I'm a chosen one of God. I'm not chosen in that sense. We are the chosen people, the holy nation, the royal priesthood. You are not a nobody. You are not everybody. You are somebody. And we've been made somebody by God. So those who are going to university for the first time this year, you are going to find that there's peer pressure. You thought peer pressure, you left it in secondary. But there is so much peer pressure in university. Refuse to go with the crowd. Refuse to listen to the masses. But listen to God. So these people are listening to God. Number 3, and then I'm concluding. Do not freeze under the fear of what lies ahead. Can I repeat this one? This one is important and I'll sit down. Do not freeze under the fear of what lies ahead. Church, sometimes it's scary to think about the future. Have you ever sat down and thought about tomorrow? And really meditated on tomorrow? It's scary to think, whoa, what will happen in 2020? So do not freeze, brethren. Do not freeze. You know why you must not freeze? They were not supposed to freeze because they started meditating on what will happen when they go to the Amorites. You know, God does not love us. This is what they were saying. God, you took us out of Egypt in order to go and kill us by the hands of the Amorites. You are going to kill us and our children. They were freezing at the thought of the future. Don't freeze. You know why they were not supposed to freeze? Because of what God has already done for them. Ne? Brethren, if we can meditate and stop meditating on tomorrow and what will happen, start meditating on what God has already done for you. I'm telling you, you will have confidence to walk into your future, isn't it? The problem we have, we meditate. Hey, who said, Brother Pex, who said tomorrow is guaranteed? You are going to be there tomorrow. You know, you can't be planning for something that you are not going to even be there for, right? You remember that man who started saying, you know what, I'm a businessman. Hey, my business is growing. Let me create and build more storehouses in order to have more. Hey, God says, you fool. Tonight, your soul is going to be required from you. Maybe God is looking at me, planning for 2020, saying, you fool. But on Monday, you're going. I'm not saying people must not plan, church, isn't it? But don't freeze at the possibility of what will happen in 20. Yo, I don't know what will happen. Hey, meditate on what God has already done for you. Ne? God says to these people, I was with them during the day. There was a pillar of cloud that walked ahead of his people. At night, there was a pillar of what? Fire. Hey, we need to start doing this. Maybe we say fire. He says, these people, he says, I walk with them like a father walks with his son. And guess what? God says, I rescued them from Egypt, right when they were doing idolatry. You know, in Egypt it was idolatry. Yeah, they began to do idolatry. He says, I rescued you there when you didn't deserve my rescue. I rescued you there. So what will make me fail to rescue you now that I have rescued you from Egypt? Amen. Church, I think God is saying to all of us, I rescued you while you were still in your sins. Ne? Romans 5 says, right when we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Imagine if he is able to rescue you while you were in sin. Now that you are a Christian, what will stop God from rescuing you? Listen to what Romans 8:34 says. He says, he who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us, wouldn't he, together with his son, give us all things? God should have left us to die, but he didn't. He rescued you from the dominion of darkness. Now that you are a Christian, you think God is going to leave you? Malachi, some things don't make sense. I don't want to say they are nonsensical, hallelujah. But they don't make, no, nonsense is not vulgar, it's what it doesn't make sense. Look, God rescued you, Sister Pace, when you were just a sinner. Now that you are a child of God, now I fear no evil, hallelujah. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not fear. Ne? You have a God who is already in your tomorrow. Ne? He's already there and you are afraid. Doesn't make sense. God is already there in your tomorrow. You have one who has seen it all. You have one who sees your future. And God says, I know the plans I have for you. Ne? Plans not to harm you, but to give you a future and hope. 2020 is a man. Come, I'm waiting. Hallelujah. And I'm not waiting in my strength, but I'm waiting on the strength and the power that God supplies. Oh, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you are here and you're worried about 2020, don't worry about tomorrow. Ne? Let tomorrow take care of itself. If God is able to take care of the birds of the sea, the birds of the field, and they wake up every morning singing, what do they make a lot of noise. Some say, wah, wah, wah. They're able to sing. They wake up every morning singing praises to God. What about you? Aren't you more valuable than them? But you are worried about something that you cannot change. I have a code on my WhatsApp, and I'll end with it. It's a very interesting code. Listen to the code. Those of you who have browsed my WhatsApp might see it, but I know few do that. It's sinful to browse the preacher's WhatsApp. It says worry is a conversation you have with yourself about things you cannot change. That's worry. You're having a sleepless night conversing with yourself about things that you cannot what? Change. But prayer is a conversation you have with God about things that He can change. Hallelujah. Amen. When you have no power to change anything, you can't even add a single hair to your hair. Ne? I'm not talking about people who don't have hair. Right? I'm talking even about those who have. They can't even add. Eh? You go and stretch it thinking you are adding. You're not adding. There is no addition. God, let me repeat it and sit down. Worry is a conversation you have with yourself about things you cannot change. But prayer is a conversation you have with God about things He can change. Hallelujah. If God is for us, who can be against us? We are more than conquerors. Church, we need a church building. Hallelujah. We're going to get that church building. If only we will trust God with our pockets and open them. And now I'm not having friends. Yeah, this year you are saying, oh, but how long have we not been having a church building? Yeah, it's you who are delaying yourselves. Hallelujah. It's us who are delaying ourselves. If we will test God and trust Him, in December, it was the highest ever recorded giving. And Hilltop Church of Christ, you are a great church. Hallelujah. I mean, something in excess of 80,000. Hallelujah. A small church. They call us a small church. I look at them. Hallelujah. This is not a small church. Brethren, if we can continue in that vein, actually that's where we ought to be. Let's repeat the topic. How did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. How can we get there? Because we are supposed to get there. Hilltop is supposed to be giving that much, isn't it? On a daily basis. It's not supposed to be a coincidence that people are giving. Brethren, if we will bring the whole tithe, hallelujah, don't say I'm preaching tithing, I'm saying give God what is due to God. We know we're in the New Testament, we can give better than 10%. Hallelujah. If we will bring what is necessary, we will be out of this building. Hallelujah. May God bless the reading of this word.